Hey guys, today we're going to talk about how more success equals more failure. Now, one of my absolute favorite coaches, Stacey Bayman, recently released a podcast episode about the money mistakes that she's made in her business. And in this episode, she said something that stopped me in my tracks. She said, "The years that I've had my biggest money mistakes have also been the years that I've made more than I ever have." And it's true. I've heard her talk about it at different events. The years that she had the most unhappy clients, the most refund requests, the biggest losses, and the biggest process breakdowns in her business were also the years that she made the most revenue and brought in the most clients. And in a much smaller way, I'm experiencing the same thing this year in my own business. I have never signed as many clients as quickly as I'm currently signing them. And I've never had so many people say yes to starting a coaching package and then disappear, ghost, or change their mind before starting. This has just never happened to me before. And then it suddenly happened to me several times in a row. And by the way, this is not a dig at any of those folks. Life happens, things come up, you change your mind, or you find a better way forward. I've been there too, and I would never hold it against someone else. But when you're watching this happen, how do you make sense of both of these things happening at once? Of bigger than ever success coinciding with bigger than ever failure. Let me tell you how my brain wants to make sense of it, both when I see it happening to others and when it happens to me. The first interpretation that my brain comes up with is fraud, fraud, fraud. Bigger than ever failure cannot coincide with bigger than ever success, at least according to my brain. It just doesn't compute. So if all these failures are happening, it must mean that the success is not really valid. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. There's hollowness and fakeness and illegitimacy at the heart of what you're doing. It's only a matter of time before the truth is revealed and all your ill-earned success comes tumbling down. This line of thinking expects real success to be neat, clean, and pristine. More and more gold stars coinciding with fewer and fewer black marks. And when your success doesn't look like that, you shrink back and you abandon the path. Because obviously, you must be doing it wrong. Let me give you another way of thinking about this. With more success comes more volatility. I've got some graphs for you to look at. So if you're listening to the podcast, come look at the video. Real success does not look like this. It's not that the tough times have tiny successes and then huge failures, while the good times have huge successes and then really tiny failures. Real success actually looks like this. As you get better and as you gain more success, the volatility increases in both directions. The early days have smaller successes and smaller failures, and the later days have bigger successes and they have bigger failures. When you are just not that good at something yet, and you haven't achieved that much success yet, you literally don't have the capacity for really big failures. You can't have 20 clients demand a refund when you only have 5 clients. And you can't make a $3.5 million money mistake when your revenue is $100,000. But as you get better at something, and as you gain success, you have more people in your orbit, and there are more moving pieces in the machine that grows and maintains your results. Which means that you have to expect that more things will go wrong, because there are just more potential points of failure in the system. As your audience grows bigger and bigger, the probability that someone will hate you and try to cancel you goes up. As you lead larger and larger teams, the probability that someone is unhappy and quits because of your leadership goes up. Nothing is going wrong when this happens. These kinds of downswings are not a sign that you failed, that you're a fraud, or that you have no idea what you're doing. It's actually a sign that you've succeeded. The big downswing is only possible in the realm where big upswings are also happening. This is a marker of your success. You wouldn't be seeing this problem if you weren't succeeding. It's also a sign that you are legitimate. You've unlocked the next level problem that's only available at this level of success. It's like a musician worrying about making a great second album. That's a next level problem that you can only unlock after you've made a great first album. And these kinds of downswings are a sign that you are sharpening your skills and your discernment. Because as you work through how to handle this latest downswing, you are downloading massive insights and intuitions that are only available to the people who actually go through these things. And I know that it's not necessarily fun or enjoyable to gain these insights and hone your intuition in this way. When it's happening, you might wish for nothing more than for it to be over. And these are the exact insights and experiences that will power you in the future to even further levels of success beyond this. This is literally your secret sauce. It's simmering, it's brewing, it's getting even more potent right here in the moment. I don't want your success to make you more brittle. I don't want you to accidentally box yourself in thinking that each new achievement reduces your scope for failure, mistakes, and downswings after this. Because the reality is, if you aspire to greatness, you can relax and drop your shoulders and increase your allowance for great mistakes. They are the necessary other side of the coin of great success. You literally can't have one without the other. So allow yourself to fill out both sides of your story. And guys, wherever I have managed to do this in my own life, I have done it with other people's help. I am not a Zen monk on a mountaintop figuring all of this out in my head and then effortlessly implementing it in my life. My ups and downs are as messy and ugly and repetitive and seemingly purposeless as anyone else's. And the only reason that I've gotten through them is because I have leaned on others. Coaches, teachers, friends, family, books written by people who died long ago, and kind words from acquaintances that I haven't heard from in years. Everyone who gets there with a support team at their back. Nobody does this by themselves. And a one-on-one coach is a fabulous addition to that support team and a non-negotiable part of my own support team. Because a coach gives you the warmth and the empathy of a friend, the support and the belief of a genuine fan, and the objective analysis and pattern recognition of a neutral expert, all rolled into one with the sole mandate of keeping you on track and accountable while you do the work of building the life you want. So let's get started today. Go to the link above and book a free coaching consult.